Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about why you will be isolated on semen retention. You will be isolated on seed retention when you decide to retain for a little bit. Just because you're not like everybody else. You've taken the road less traveled by. You've taken the road less traveled by. I think there is a poem called The Road Less Traveled By. And when you go on seed retention, your poem is your physical reality now. You just don't fit in anymore. The same thing that someone else is speaking about, talking about, posting on their social media, you don't correlate with it anymore. You start realizing what really is the point. They're talking about things that are just in a lower vibration. They're not talking about things that are really authentic or really pure, and really can help you transcend your life. You no longer have any correlation between them. There's no harmony between you and them. And this low key is a very good thing, because if you really wanted to be super successful, so successful that people can't even manage to their consciousness can't comprehend how you managed to become this successful, then you pretty much have to do you have to be pretty different. You can't really be normal. You have to be different from the 99%, because you have to think about why they are the 1% and why they are the 99%. The 1% is literally doing the exact opposite of what the 99% is doing. This is how they're getting their results. People might be saying, it doesn't matter, it's not that serious. And actually, they're like saying you just be good where you're at, just settle, just get whatever you can settle for, what you can get. Always talk about things that you physically, always talk about the things that you physically see. And never get too excited about things that are invisible, because they can't really happen or something like that. And I mean, if you think like this, you're basically selling yourself short, because the moment you make a decision and you stick with it, for at least if you stick with a decision, you've made a decision that you want something, that you're going to become something. You've already done like 70% of the battle. Now it's just unwrapping the present. You have to realize that the present is already yours. The moment you decide something, the present, the thing that you want, is already yours. Now you're just unwrapping the onion. People think that they have to do all these maneuvers. They're disconnected from their desires. It's not the case. Think about all your desires as someone who's listening to all of your desires. And if you truly believe your desires are already yours, then boom, you just have to take the steps now. There's this thing called the law of assumption. The law of assumption is basically saying that you have to live in the end state, your desired state, all the time. And then slowly but surely, you start visualizing this. Slowly but surely, the things that you really want will finally come to you in your existence. If you keep faith. If you keep taking action, if you don't take no for an answer. But nobody wants to do this. Everyone wants to quit when the adversity hits. Every time adversity hits, every time it gets a little bit too hard, they want to quit. That's just, if you keep living your life like that, you'll never truly get the things that you want. So you've taken the road less traveled by. You've literally taken the road less traveled by. Like I said, the things that other people are appealing to other people just doesn't appeal to you. The type of conversation that other people are having just doesn't appeal to you. The type of news media that other people are taking in, it does not appeal to you. Distractions, things like that, it just doesn't appeal to you as more. You could be physically in a room, but your mind is somewhere totally different. You're always thinking about your desires. You're always thinking about what you can do for yourself. You're always thinking about how you can increase your life. You're always thinking about how you can advance. You're always getting excited about the things that are coming to you. You're living in a state of expectancy. You're living by the law of assumption. And this is this is pretty powerful because, like I said, people are just not, they're just not happy. They just don't think that the things that they want are connected to them. They're going to settle, they're going to lose belief, and they're going to live mediocre. But you're a little bit different. You're on seed retention, so your energy levels are just higher. So you're in a higher vibration than most people. So you're getting excited about things that most people are just looking at as normal. You find satisfaction in the smaller things, and you find satisfaction in the smaller things, and the smaller things are just you find greater. You love the small things. You're appreciative of the small things. You're living in a grateful state of mind. The closer you get to being grateful for the things that you have, the closer you are getting closer to the mind of the Most High, and the more rapid things will start coming into your life just because you're living in a state of gratitude. It's literally about here. This world is literally based on your energetic state. It's just based off how you're feeling, the vibration that you're feeling. And whatever you feel most often pretty much comes back to you. So you have to keep guard of your energy. You have to keep guard of the people, keep clear of the people who take from you, and only give your attention to people who can increase and help you in your life, if that makes sense. So you're taking the road less traveled by. And that made all of the difference. The road less traveled by. I mean, people might think, oh, you're crazy, you're insane, your dreams are too big, you're never going to get anywhere, just settle, just do this. But you can never really take that. You can never really accept that. Maybe if it's a girl or something, for an example, people are saying just move on, blah, 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 and you might be really set on this girl. It really is hard for you to move on, for an example. You're taking the road less traveled by, and this is making the difference in your life. Because if you were to follow the exact same thing that somebody else was following, your heart wasn't in it, you probably wouldn't be as happy. And if you wouldn't be as happy, you're probably going to get angrier a little bit quicker, just because you're not fully happy with yourself. People treat you how they feel about themselves. Keep that in mind. If they're not that happy, then if they're always treating you poorly, then they must be living in must be not as happy with themselves. So just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Higher vibrational people tend to flock to higher vibrational conversations and higher vibrational things. So yes, when you decide to go on seed retention, you're taking the lonely path, and eventually taking the lonely path might actually pay very big dividends in your life. Because if you're taking a path that not a lot of people are excited to take, eventually you're going to be happy, because you're probably just going to be more fulfilled. While everybody always seems to be having problems, you're living in a euphoric state of mind. You're living in a heaven-like state of mind. You're living in utopia, while people seem to be always angry. The thing is, like I said, you just have a lot more dopamine in your body. You're just living. Your dopamine receptors are really high. So the smallest things are just more fulfilling. You're finally gonna live that fulfilled life when you decide to retain. You're gonna live that fulfilled life. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be authentic. You're gonna be you're gonna have a convincing life, and people will be naturally attracted to this type of lifestyle. They'll ask you questions as to how they can get that lifestyle, and you just show them the keys to success. So yes, you are taking the road less traveled by, and this is making all of the difference. People, like I said, people might think you're crazy. People might think you're full of yourself. People might think that it's not that serious, but deep down that is pretty serious, because you deserve the better things. You deserve the best, and you will stop at nothing until you get it. So yes, I'm gonna stop it there. If you thought that video helped you out, like the video, comment, subscribe. Watch out for my next videos. Also, if you have, maybe you want to ask some more questions, you want to get deeper into this esoteric knowledge, make sure you submit a question down below, and I'll do my best to over deliver in my response to you. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.